Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Destination Fantasy Podcast. Once again, I'm here with my brother from another mother, Mr. Deshaun Reed. How you doing this morning?
I feel good, man, because we had a bunch of preseason games, and I'm excited to talk about them.
Absolutely. I'm decked out in Bears gear today. I got the hoodie on. I got the fields behind me. Got the little Bears thing going, of course, like usual, and then the pillow. I'm feeling myself. I'm happy, man. I am like, whoo! Like I know you saw my boy. I know.
I seen him, and I know you're going to get into it. And this is like one of those "I told you so" type of things. And again, I don't want to jump the gun. It's early, right? But Bears fans should be singing praises all across Chicagoland, all across the USA, wherever Bears fans are. So, like, you should really be feeling like this guy right here. Justin Fields was amazing, and we're going to get into that like a little bit later.
Oh, absolutely. We got a whole segment dedicated to that man. But all in all, I mean, we got a chance to see all the rookie, quarterbacks debut. And just a quick summary of what happened. I got this graphic here ready. Basically highlighting their stat line. Trevor Lawrence, 6-9, 71 yards, no picks, no TDs. Zach Wilson, 6-9 as well. What's that? 63 yards, same thing, no picks, no TDs. Trey Lance, 5 of 14, but he had 128 yards in a beautiful touchdown. We'll show here in a second. Of course, my boy did his thing, 14 of 20, 142 yards, 2 TDs, including a rush, no turnovers, man. He looked impressive out there. And then, Mac Jones, 13 of 19, 87 yards, no TDs, no picks, nothing to sneeze at either. He had a throw that was like really pretty, even though the receiver dropped it in the end zone. But each one of these guys, like, they have displayed that, the reason why they was drafted in the first round at the time they were drafted, man.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And I believe the most impressive stat line of them all, Jamar, is that you see just a 0 INT across the whole field right there. So it just shows you that those guys were out there making the same, making the same conscious decisions to not do anything stupid with the football. And again, I know that they're playing against second-string defenses, some third-string defenses, but again, this is just a positive picture for those first-round quarterbacks.
It is. And so, really quick, bear with me, bear down. We will have some footage here for you, some little highlights in case you get a chance to see anything. Like I said, it was very impressive just to see these guys come out there, and all of them look pretty poised for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like the NFL is in good hands going forward.
No, I do too, and I got a chance to see the Jacksonville game a little bit more than like the rest of them. I saw all the clips of the Bears game because we are inside of Chicagoland, but all the rookies did their thing,
including Zach Wilson here. This throw here is a little pinpoint accuracy. Had 2 receivers coming out the break at the same time.
Made the right decision too, because if you would have thrown it to the other one, the DB would have probably jumped him. So I don't know, and that's like my guy. Like I own this guy in Dynasty, so I am hoping that he turns out to be worthy of that number 2 overall pick.
I'm hoping so too. He connected here with Corey Davis, who may end up being fantasy relevant. But,
I think so. I really do think so, Jamar.
I know people feel like it's the same old Jets, but I feel like it's gonna be a different energy, just like with Jacksonville here with Trevor Lawrence. This was his best throw tonight.
It really was, man. He gave a chance to, for Marvin Jones Jr. to go up and make a play, and he did. He placed the ball properly over the DB's head, man. It was a hell of a throw, and he looked pretty good out there yesterday as well. Oh boy.
Look at that cannon.
Man, That's amazing. And that's from the opposite side of the field, too, man. That was a nice little rollout. We already know where this guy arm strength lies. And again, you can pay a little bit more attention to his completion percentage. Would definitely want to see that a little bit higher. But when you have that high amount of yards and a touchdown to go along with that, he still looked pretty good yesterday, Jamar.
Oh, he really did. And this is the main reason why the 49ers traded up in the draft for the 3rd overall pick to draft this man. Because they feel like he can take their offense to the next level.
Agreed. He just fits their scheme. He just fits, the whole rollout style. I can see him hooking up a bunch with George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and the rest of those guys, man. He got some weapons. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, what happened there? What happened there? So, but man, look, man, Justin Fields, Ohio State quarterback, it just, oh boy, he's going to be the one to actually excel those quarterbacks and to, debunk all of those rumors that, hey, Ohio State guys can actually go out there and ball as well. And I mean, he just looked phenomenal. And he, like, some of the throws that he made, it definitely took your breath away. I could have probably made that throw just because, it looked like busted coverage. But for him to go out and throw a touchdown as well as use another one with his legs, fantasy relevancy with this guy is going to be on an all-time high. If he does the same thing in his next football game, I can see his stock. I can definitely see his stock rising. And I do believe you own him in our dynasty league, right?
Oh, you're darn right I do.
So that's going to be a great pick for years to come, man. And I don't want to say I really don't know where to put him, Jamar, as far as he has the electricity of a Lamar Jackson, but he also has the he doesn't turn the ball over and he always throws a high completion percentage. So it's definitely kind of difficult to place this guy, but I am going to love watching these games unfold as he, gets his feet wet on the big stage.
Oh, absolutely. And, with me being an obvious Bears fan here, if today doesn't show you, then I don't know what day will. You know what? We are going to, watch a clip. Basically, the whole highlights of Justin Fields on the field. He had a slow start, but as you can tell that after each play, he just got more comfortable. He acted like he knew what he was doing all the way, and it was just, definitely a beautiful sight to see. So, that being said, give me a second here. All right. So yeah, first quarter, little dump off there. This is basically his first drive of the game. Not really much going here. But as you see, when he is scrambling to the right or outside the pocket, his head is always downfield, and you're gonna see it just getting better and better with the throws, the chemistry here.
And look at that awareness, though, to actually attack that ball and to make sure that it doesn't get in the hands of a DB. He did not want to turn the ball over in this football game.
No, he didn't. Nope, not so. Because if he would have turned it over, the Chicago media isn't the kindest, but I get it. We're bitter. We're hurting. Now, I feel like that was a pretty pass. Just didn't.
It really was.
And to remind you, this is against, second string, but he also has second string weapons as well out here. And I feel like the Dolphins defense, just even in general, is no slouches no matter what the string is out there. So, and that was probably the worst pass he threw. But had the guy not tripped, he actually would have probably caught that. You just can't see it from this angle, but when I was watching the game, they showed it from a different angle.
Yeah, that was the throw that I did see up on SportsCenter, and with this play right there, that just shows you a little bit of his electricity. So I think they ruled that one down as well.
And in the post-game press conference, he said he's gonna retire the spin move.
Definitely got to be a little bit smarter than that if you are to be someone's franchise quarterback. We saw things go bad with like Robert Griffin III and other quarterbacks like that. So got to be smart out there, Justin.
Absolutely. And so from this drive on, you're gonna start to see the awareness, the clock management, the poise.
Look at that throw. Still a good throw.
It is. Because he's only throwing it to where only one guy can get it, and that's his guy. And I'll tell you what, it was. Do you know that this game has 60,000 fans?
Oh wow, no, I did not know that.
60,000. Like it's been 2 years since like fans have been in Soldier Field. So I think between that and wanting to see our shiny new toy.
Man, I'm gonna say this. When this guy is outside the pocket, man, look out. It just seems like he's dangerous. He is super dangerous when he rolls out or he makes those little like plays like this, man. It's just, man.
And
I like that.
That's crazy because he's just as accurate in the pocket as he is out.
Exactly. And that was going to be my next point. I mean, imagine how difficult defenses have to game plan for. Look at that pretty basket.
Man, that pass was attractive.
He's out there taking his time, doing exactly what he needs to do, going through his reads. And what I like to see, man, is that he did not what a lot of people expect, just go through one, maybe two reads and take off. Nah, man, he went across the whole field. He did exactly what he had to do.
Man, it was so much slander on him coming out before the draft. Like, I to this day, I still don't know how we ended up with this guy. But you're gonna see the burners here. Mitchell Trubisky would not have scored this touchdown. He's not fast enough.
I just, man, when was the last time the Bears had that element right there?
Never. Never.
And like I said, Jamar, up on previous, shows that you and I have had, man, like this is the way that the NFL is transitioning now, man. It is difficult to game plan for a quarterback who gives you that extra element of utilizing his legs. And I think they'll do a good job of protecting him. But at the same time, I think they're going to give him his shots. I think they're going to run some plays for him to be able to use his legs. And that's the right thing to do. If you want to be successful with a rookie quarterback, you have to play to his strengths. And I think that's what the Bears intend to do with this guy here.
You got to. And, Mac Nagy said, he said, quote, I mean, I want this guy to be amazing. And it's just more so putting him in the right situation.
Look at that run. Man.
Look at that.
Mitchell, that was definitely
that first down.
that was definitely Kyler Murray-esque, man. I had to give a shout out to my guy as well. Oh yeah, he was out.
My gosh. The play action is going to be this guy's best friend.
Yeah.
This is just great play calling and great execution here. This was basically that play right there. It's just being part of the game flow of the offense with the bootlegs to the right, and then get the misdirection pass to the left. Like, just we're gonna see here play action. Everybody on the defense heading to the right. Jesse James.
Left.
I know you're familiar with that guy.
Yep.
Right in the end zone. So, yeah, I am. I'm excited. I know it's just one preseason game, but I mean, this dude checks the boxes, man.
He does. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, man. Everyone knows, well, you have to know by now that I am a Steelers fan. You know what I mean? And we're going through like that transition to where, like the sunset is near up on our quarterback. And I would love to have this guy. Like, I would love to have this guy. But I had my time. I had my Super Bowl runs. I had my, multiple 10-game seasons. I haven't had a losing season in quite some time. So, from a football perspective, it's been in my favor. It really has. We've been competitive over the past 10 to 12 years. And with that being said, all the Bears fans out there, I think you guys should be happy. I think you guys should be happy in what you saw, that you actually moved up to grab someone that is going to make not only like your offense better, but in my opinion, like your whole locker room and your organization better. For him to be the franchise quarterback, that is phenomenal, and it just seems like he's just a gamer. So I know a lot of people that's been like shutting you guys down out there, Jamar. Namely, I saw like a lot of Green Bay fans like Ratty. You said, "Hey, relax." You know what I mean? I know I saw that, but in my honest opinion, you guys haven't had anything, man. So you finally get something that you can look forward to. So I really wouldn't listen to like the naysayers out there. Go ahead, man. If you want to throw a Justin Fields party, do it.
I mean, and of course, it's Green Bay fans. I mean, they got nothing else better to do. I mean, they know that their marriage is about to end. It's cool. I get it. I mean, Aaron Rodgers don't want to be there anymore. And on top of that, you're probably going to lose Devontae Adams too. I mean, hey, it's cool. This is y'all quote-unquote last dance. So, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. We have plenty more dances. Just know we're going to be ruling this division soon. But yeah, so with these guys, has anybody, because we did our quarterback rankings, a few weeks ago, and out the 5 that, the main rookies here, 2 of them cracked our top 25. And so he's like, do you feel like we should be moving some of these guys up, down? Like, what's your thoughts?
Absolutely. I believe Fields definitely cracked our – see, when it comes to a fantasy perspective, you definitely want to take into account ways that this player is going to be able to score the football. And we clearly saw it with Justin Fields, that he is not only a pocket passer, he can pass outside the pocket, and he seems more dangerous outside the pocket, as well as utilizing his legs, Jamar. And we've seen that it's going to be some plays designed for him to use his legs. And with that being said, I would even feel comfortable bumping this guy up maybe a couple of spots. But as of right now, I think that's the only guy that we can say, hey, he's going to give you enough impact and enough touches to warrant fantasy production on a week-to-week basis. So it's going to be about your guy, like what he showed. And again, if there's another game like this, I don't know, man. I don't know. And for players and people out there who are trying to do dynasty drafts, and we have like a keeper league, like this is the guy you want. I would be hard pressed to see this guy, slide past like round 10 now, Jamar, in which that's like our keeper, like area, round 11 and on. So I don't think that he'll make it past there anymore. And I was kind of game planning. I know you were too, to actually land this guy, but you kind of got to be, man, you might have to actually jump the gun on this one if this production continues.
And that's crazy. And I'll take that as the ultimate compliment from my guy. If my guy getting drafted that high, mind you, this is a 2-quarterback league in our league that we're talking about here.
Yep.
And so, having a 3rd quarterback on the roster is like absolutely necessary, especially when it comes to bye weeks and, other things of that nature, injuries. So yeah, heck yeah, I was game planning for this dude. I'm sitting here like, all right, so bye. Because as you know, I feel like me and you are the only ones that really like when it's time to draft rounds 11, we are thinking about who could actually have impact this year and next year type deal.
For sure.
And so yeah, he was definitely on my radar for round 11. So I mean, we'll see how it unfolds, but
yeah, man. As of right now, and again, if he definitely has another game like this, I can't see him lasting that long, man. Especially, and like you said, like you mentioned, they all know that it is a dual quarterback league. 3rd quarterback is necessary. If you do not come out the draft with that 3rd quarterback, you're going to be in bad shape, because some people are going to be picking them up. Some people are going to pick up a 4th just so they can trade it to someone who really needs it. So I think if there is one guy that should be moved up, it should be him. And I think Trey Lance has shown enough to say like, hey, I'm going to be playing sometime at this at this season. And hey, you're gonna have to look out for me as well. But no, out of all the rookies, man, I think they all did a wonderful job. Not turning over the football. It's just a good thing to see, man. That as of right now, a couple of teams made the right decision upon these guys.
No, absolutely. And so really quick, just gonna go down the line with these quarterbacks here, and more so because I know we just asked like if we need to move anybody up,
Yep.
and you can answer that. But starting with Trevor Lawrence here, I guess how comfortable do you feel about him, and how comfortable do you feel about, I guess, the guys around him, who may be drafted? And just give me a second here. I'll read off certain box score, stat lines from other players that he's playing with, like ETN and matter of fact. So all right, so like James Robinson, he only had 3 carries for 13 yards. ETN 1 carry for 2 yards. Trying to see if ETN was in the passing game. He only had 1 target. So I don't know if they just did that just to protect him type thing, or it's just preseason, just getting everybody in or whatnot. As far as the battle between ETN and Robinson, that's something to look forward to. Passing wise, honestly, it's about like 20 names on here that got targets. This is wild. But
yeah, I know. But if we are to focus in upon like the key guys, Jamar, I think T Law would be fine. It's between him and Justin Fields that I'm definitely not worried about because of the way that they even approach just football in general. Those 2 guys are gamers. We saw the games in which they were competitive against one another, and I think that is going to translate fine into the NFL game. And like, let's just break it down even a little bit further. He has 2 pretty good running backs. James Robinson just burst up on the scene. No one knew that he was going to be as good as he was last year. And they drafted a guy in the first round who T Law is comfortable with, and Travis Etienne. We know he's going to have a role there. I think they're going to do the Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb thing with those 2 guys. So I think they both could work. We got Marvin Jones Jr., LaVisca Chenault. God, I hope I said his name right. He emerged as well as to be the main guy. And they still have DJ Chark. So I think they have enough weapons to make this guy successful. The defense is a little bit shaky, but as far as like offense, I think there is enough to keep that motor running in Jacksonville.
Yeah, they're going to have plenty of opportunities to put up points. That's because normally they're going to be playing from behind.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones, 3 catches for 52 yards.
He looked great.
Beauty that we saw. I'm not even going to try to say Chenault's name, so we can leave it at that. But one thing I do want to point out with this team before we move on, I really feel like that James Robinson is going to have a bigger share in the offense than what the ADPs are trying to tell us right now. They have ETN getting drafted higher than James Robinson, but I feel like based on ADP, I feel like just ADP alone, not saying that this player will be this, but I feel like ETN is like a bust compared to the ADP, and James Robinson is a gem compared to how they're being drafted right now. Not saying either one would be a bust, but I'm just saying like you have more value in the James Robinson pick right now than the ETN. That's just my opinion.
No, I would have to agree because the writing was already on the wall with this guy, how well he performed. I think he missed maybe 1 or 2 games and he still had over 1,000 yards rushing in his NFL debut, undrafted guy. So, hey, guys like that, how can you not want to root for them? But you and I both know that when you draft a running back in the first round, they would have some type of presence in that backfield just right out the gate. So, but no, I mean, I think like they're going to try to do the whole Cleveland thing to just go ahead and keep T-Law, keep those interceptions and things like that like low. I think they're going to utilize that running game a bunch.
Yeah, definitely. So next guy I want to bring up is Zach Wilson. Once again, we know that the Jets, a lot of people think the Jets are the Jets, but I really feel like this guy here has a golden opportunity to change that mindset, that perception, that whole culture, as far as not only like the Jets being a bad team, turning them into be good, but actually has some fantasy relevant players that we all could utilize. Because that's been one of the teams that basically, on
You
my
kind of want to
shoulders,
stay away from.
right.
Yeah.
And so, like I said earlier, 6'9", 63 yards. So it seemed like him and Corey Davis starting to get a little connection there. Michael Carter, he ran for 7 times for 22 yards. I don't think Elijah Moore played. I think he had some type of injury I think last week. So yeah, I mean that's been pretty solid. They end up playing the Giants, which they didn't really play any starters here, so I'm not gonna mention that. But I mean, what is the ceiling for Zach Wilson this year, in your opinion?
This is going to be one of the guys who are just going to start out the gate. We know it, so he may have a higher ceiling this year than most of these guys up on this list. Like, look, like I watch my tape on this guy, and always tape doesn't always translate into playability, especially in the fantasy world. But I think this guy has it, man. It's like his arm is stronger than what a lot of people think. Dude, he has a rocket for an arm, and just a flick of the wrist, like that ball is down 60 yards downfield. He has great arm, good mobility, and I think that is one of the things that is going to give him value. I mentioned that a lot with Justin Fields. If they let this guy use his legs a little bit more, I think they're just going to add more value to him being like a very, very back end pick. Just one of the quarterbacks that you want to take like a shot on, since like, hey, this guy is starting, he could translate. And we already talked about the guys that are on the team, like a bunch of new guys, basically. Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims was already there. Corey Davis is a new guy that's just been added. So this is actually going to be fun to watch, and these guys get a chance to grow together. So that's something that I'm definitely like banking on, because I did draft him inside of our dynasty draft. Hopefully he can play the part. I want to see this guy utilize his legs more though, Jamar.
Understood. Next guy who definitely can, but he didn't display it yesterday. Trey Lance, just a quick reminder, 5 of 14, 128 yards, 1 touchdown. One thing to note, he did get sacked 4 times. I feel like this guy here, out of all the guys, probably look, he was definitely the least efficient out of all of them. And maybe not all the way as polished, but at the same time, this dude can be very productive for the Niners later on this year, and just fantasy-wise, if you give him enough time to, do his thing. Including that 80-yard touchdown he threw earlier in the game. And then just to note, Trey Sermon, 9 carries for 26 yards. I don't think Kittle played. Not really too much else going on. For the Chiefs side, there's really no point in mentioning anybody there. And then your boy that took his spot in Arizona, Josh Rosen, he was 10 of 15 for 93 yards in a pick.
Josh Rosen and the pick. No. Oh wow. Josh Rosen in the pick. Wow.
I mean, why Kyler Murray had to come in and take that man's job like that?
Oh man, Rosen was something else, man. He really was something else. But no, if you don't look too deeply into like the stat line, I know he wasn't as efficient as like the other guys. And if you take away that one pass, like how well did he really do in this football game? But that pass was still there, and I think this is going to give him confidence. And out of all the guys who I think have the heaviest chip on the shoulder, Trey Lance is one of them. And the number 2 guy for me will probably have to be Mac Jones. because Mac Jones played with such a stable of all Americans. It's like, oh, okay, anyone could have done that. But back to Trey Lance, as far as having the biggest chip on his shoulder, I think it's this guy. But as far as having the most dynamic pieces around him, it's still this guy. They got a stable of running backs there, Jamar, at their disposal. Anyone that they're going to plug into this offense is probably going to be a 1,000-yard rusher, but I think they're going to be a running back by committee approach, which doesn't always translate into fantasy value. Raheem Mostert would probably be the guy that I want to own. Follow that up with Trey Sermon because he will have a heavier game plan down the line of like the season. But as far as weapons, he has like Ayuk, he has Kittle, he has Debo Samuel. Man, he got some names there for him to be productive. That defense is going to step up again this year with a lot of those guys who were banged up last season. So as far as the people around him, I think he's in the best position of all of them, Jamar.
Yeah, I would agree. And the deep ball element is just going to make that offense even better, which will ultimately mean more fantasy points for all the skill positions. And then the quarterback himself, Trey Lance. And so, mind you, they went against Kansas City in a preseason game, and, he had 9 incompletions, but nevertheless, it's preseason, and you see why that they drafted him 3rd overall, to the fact that they traded up to get this man. That means Jimmy G's days are numbered.
Yep.
It's looking like adios, sayonara, see you later. I get it. All right, and speaking of which, we're going to say adios to Trey Lance and bring in Justin Fields. I know we said like a million things about this man, but more so skill position here. Just a quick reminder, 14 of 20, 142 yards, 1 passing TD, 5 carries for 33 yards, and a rushing touchdown. No sacks. Matter of fact, none of the Bears quarterbacks got sacked yesterday. Allen Robinson didn't play.
Smart.
Darnell Mooney barely played, but that's more so with the first team there. Cole Kmet, one catch for 3 yards. So basically, starters didn't really play as they shouldn't. But I feel like just like you mentioned earlier, the way that he is dangerous outside the pocket, I feel like I truly feel like this offense is going to go to a whole nother level once he is actually the starter going forward tonight. And once again, I understand second stringers and third stringers, I get it, but I mean, the stuff that he was doing yesterday, you can't teach. And even I feel like first stringer is going to have a tough time trying to contain this guy a lot of times. So between that and the accuracy in the middle of the field and the deep ball, I am very high on Bears skill position players, especially in the second half of this year. That's my thoughts.
No, and my thoughts is, as far as quarterbacks, this is a guy that you want to own. He brings that different element. How many carries did he have? 5 carries in the preseason game?
Yep.
33 yards, and that is what's going to translate into extra points, man. That's already 3 points right there as far as fantasy points are concerned. You couple in both touchdowns, that's 6 more, depending upon like how that is. And he even had like a rushing one. So this is the guy that you want on the team. In a lot of leagues, he should be the first quarterback selected off the board. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. He showed you exactly what he can do. So out of all of these guys, man, between him and Trevor Lawrence, it's probably going to be a toss up, but that extra element that Justin Fields brings would be the reason and why I would want to own this guy. So, like, again, we're definitely singing our praises for Fields today. So you already know what it is.
Oh yeah. And lastly, I call this man John Walker's Captain America, Mac Jones. I mean, the reason why I'm saying that, because if Tom Brady was with Steve Rogers, Captain America, then this guy is John Walker. That's just what it is. You don't at me, or you can come at me, I don't care. But that's what it is. And so they played on Thursday, I believe, against the football team. Mac Jones was 13 of 19, 87 yards. He was only sacked once. I mean, Mac Jones is going to be set up for success because of the weapons that Bill Belichick has put around him, and that's more so put around Cam Newton. But eventually, it's going to be Mac Jones. Honestly, I think he'll be all right, and I think once he's actually like acclimated to the offense and have a game or two under him, I think he will actually have some fantasy relevance to him, and I feel like definitely the tight ends will have some major relevance to them. The wide receivers, not sure as of yet, but I feel like Hunter Henry and Johnny Smith will definitely be flirting with top 10 results every week for the tight end position.
Nah, I feel the same way, and like I mentioned earlier, Mac Jones is probably the other guy that's playing with a chip on his shoulder, other than like Trey Lance. I think the rest of those guys got their spots on lock as far as them knowing that they're going to be the guys there. But as of right now, Cam Newton is still there. I know that they want to roll the offense out with Cam, give him another shot to run this offense with the actual weapons he needs around him. But make no mistake about it, like you said, Jamar, this guy is and will be set up for success. He is in a quarterback-friendly environment in New England that's gonna, play to the strengths, the things that he can do well. We know he doesn't have like the strongest arm, but it just seems like this guy has the smarts to be able to get it done. And again, I guess I'm rooting a little bit for Mac Jones. He does seem like the underdog out of the bunch, but as long as you have Bill Belichick and those other good minds around you, Josh McDaniels, names like that, I think you'll have some fantasy relevancy. But the thing about that is, this is the guy who you don't want to own out of all the guys, just because we know that Cam Newton is there. Cam Newton has the NFL, MVP, and he has been to a Super Bowl, and we know what Cam can do when he does have the proper tools around him. But make no mistake about it, he will have some relevancy down the line. But if you don't draft Mac Jones this year, especially in traditional leagues, I'll feel, the need to, okay, there's really no reason to own this guy. But if you're in Dynasty, you might want to give Mac Jones a second look.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, we went through all 5 quarterbacks in detail. And outside of that, in the rookie running backs, the only other rookie I saw that made an instant impact was on the defensive side, Patrick Surtain, the pick 6. Not sure if you saw it, but just come right in, jump the route, pick 6.
No, I actually didn't see it, but he sounds like he's just out there like his pops, huh?
Oh yeah, man. And so yeah, man. I think that's about wraps it up for today. Unless you got something for me.
No, I don't, man. It was just a sight for sore eyes to see multiple football games on at one time, man. And I was at work, then I was out with my family, so I was just checking like the scores up and down, seeing what these guys did, and it's just exciting times. Draft time is near. I got my second draft of the year, which is next Saturday. So, this Saturday coming up now, and I'm definitely prepping for that as we speak. So, draft season is here. Make sure you check in with us from time to time if you need tips and tricks to go ahead and win your draft, baby. We are here, man. So.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of your draft, do you know what pick you got yet or not?
I do not, and that's going to be one of the things where it's like, you show up inside the lobby and then you just see. So like that's how we do it in this league every year. But out of like the other 3 leagues, I had a top 3 pick, like 1, 2, or 3. So
nice.
Yeah.
And I know you're taking full advantage of that one. So
for sure.
Oh yeah. So just one last thing. The only preseason game left is today. You got the Panthers at the Colts. So I don't know how much starters are playing, whatnot. So I guess the only thing that I would like keep a lookout for as far as the Colts side, I want to see what Michael Pittman is up to, because I'm starting to hear that there might be a little traction here on his value. So I'm
Okay.
trying to see how much he's going to play and how good he looks. So that's a little tidbit into my secret stash. So just throwing that out there. But hey, where can they find us?
You can find us anywhere where podcasts are found: Pandora, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, anywhere where podcasts are found. So definitely, there's no reason for you not to be listening because we're everywhere. So we will be on YouTube. So definitely make sure you check out like the YouTube page. Give us a thumbs up. Definitely helps out with the algorithm to get me and my homeboy here pushed out in like the heavier end, man. So everyone can be able to see like the gems that we're throwing out.
Absolutely. And then the one-stop shop for everything, check out the destinationfantasy.com. You will not be disappointed. You can subscribe there. You can get all our insights there, our blog posts. We got rankings out. We have more things to come. Just check it out. We appreciate all the love and support. You will not be disappointed when football season is revved up. We have things in the making here. We appreciate you all. Hey, just really quick, bear down, my boy Justin Fields. You see that, man? Let's go. All right. Sorry. But for my brother Deshaun, I'm Jamar. Peace out. See you next week. And go Justin Fields. Bear down.